to welcome on stage for his address Dr. G. Narahari Sastry, Professor, Department of Biotechnology, IIT Hyderabad, ex-director, CSIR, Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Jorhat, Assam. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our chief guest.
Hello, good evening, and I'm humbled when my good friend Dr. Shakti Vinay Shukla has introduced me to Deepak Goyal ji and the Goyal's family to suggest me as a guest, and I was a scientist for many years, for 22 years. And I retired from CSIR and then joined as a director. I was there in CSIR lab, which is spearheading a campaign in aromatic oil. There is an aroma mission which was started by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, where there is a lot of scope to have a good breed of aromatic oils like patchouli, lemongrass, citronella, and then many, many other things. And recently, there is also a mission called Floriculture Mission. All of you know that India is having a lot of import of both flavors and fragrances and products in the floriculture as well as in the aromatic oils, especially patchouli oil. And there is no reason for us to have so much of a difference between the import and exports. This is one part of it. And there is a lot of scope in the fragrances, flavors, food colorants, and how do we effectively increase our floriculture production and also get the flavors, essences from them. Aromatic oil business is a much bigger one, and if you try to take even something like patchouli, there is a lot of scope for us to increase, and country is making some progress. And what I saw in the last half an hour or 45 minutes here is a very, very effective integration of automation, mechanization, because agarbatti is a part of our culture and tradition. Many people worry about the climate change, but I think the bigger thing that we have to also see is the cultural changes that are taking place. There is a huge need for us to have our cultural identities, and agarbatti is probably one of the greatest cultural identity for this great land of India. And I'm sure that we have a very good future, and then there is a lot of market, and we also have to have a quality control and properly adopt the science and technology to improve and see that how we can sustain this industry and how do we make our own mark internationally. For doing that, we will have to adopt the practices, and the quality control is very, very important, and the batch-to-batch variation should be minimal, and the way in which, because I was very happy to see this masala agarbatti that is there, and then many other agarbattis, we will have to carve out our own niche in different areas. And a particular organization like this, I must really be thankful to Goyal ji and the family. An organization like this will help you to have a collective responsibility. That we were just talking that some years back, people say that, oh, these agarbattis are carcinogenic. That's ridiculous unless you add some chemicals which are carcinogenic to that. So there is a collective responsibility to see that our community is protected, and that will happen with a good, not only regulatory practices, but also a collective social responsibility, and a group like this should come together. I just wanted to tell one thing, that our great country was very rich till 200-300 years before, but the industrial revolutions, we have missed the bus. if you take the first industrial revolution, that is mechanization. And when mechanization started, most Western countries have adopted that very well. Then the second is electrification. The third is automation. Industry 3.0. Industry 4.0 is globalization. Industry 3.5 is globalization. And Industry 4.0 is data science, artificial intelligence, automation, and things like that. So whereas most of the countries have reaped a lot of benefit with this industrial revolutions that we have, Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 3.5 and 4.0, India has missed the bus. But now it is a time for us to catch up, and every particular industry, and I am able to see a lot of scope by looking at Industry 4.0, which is digitalization, to customization, Industry 5.0. Can we have a customized agarbatti for the needs? What is the scope of agarbatti for different uses? Not only that, mosquito repellent is one of them, or maybe there are many other things. Electric agarbattis are there, and dustless agarbattis can be thought about. And how do you connect various demands and then come up with new innovations? And I feel that there is a lot of scope for scientists and engineers to work with the industrialists to improve it. And I wish that we will have Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-sustained India. And I wish this very much, and I am humbled and honored and very much thankful to Goyalji and the family for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.